So from sketch to fully playable. And I know that we just talked that there's a lot of elements that go into this, whether it be layers, objects in the game. Rough estimate, how long do you think that one map would take without everything already in there? Because once you have everything in place and then you start working on another map, you've kind of already built your foundation, right? So let's, for the sake of Dark Times, how long would you say that very first map took?
The very first map took the longest because at the very beginning, there's something we call in-world metrics. What I mean by this is if we have a house in the game and a hallway in the game in this house, what's the width of that hallway? Is it 1 meter, 1 unit? And if we imagine something like a game engine with the grids, is it one of those? Is it two of those? What's the player? Is it 1.5? These are numbers that you don't really know at the beginning, but it's something that every game has to figure out. We will know that Mario is 2 units high, right? And that's why we know when we need to put a platform, we're not going to put it 3 units above him because he can't jump that high, right? We will put it 1 unit above so that he can make the jump and clear it. But we don't know 1 unit, 2 units, how tall this thing should be, how wide gap should be, how far from where the player is to an execution point, like how long does that need to be? So that stuff needs to be worked out in the first map. And so a lot of that is figuring out the numbers and the actual architecture of something, the geography of something, distance, elevation, numbers. And then we can balance to those numbers when we're doing level design and mechanics design. A lot of the time we will just play around with the numbers to get it to feel the way that we want, and then we can go from there.
Oh, I was like, that was my own curiosity. I'm just curious how long one map, you know what I mean? Like, there's so many elements.
Yeah, and that could take 3 months, that could take 2 months, but that's the general. It's hard to say because the maps, we have small maps, large maps, so it's, a small map could still take a long time if it's the first one you do. So my thing is really just that first map takes way longer than anything else because you're figuring out all those numbers. Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of thought like that would be a great question at like in my line of work. I've had the luxury of like meeting like devs, asking questions, they get to I've seen like Unity and like how like things are built, and to me, I now understand why these things take so much time. And coming from community, they don't realize those things. They don't realize that there's individual layers, individual things that make up one broad image. And so I was like, what questions would community members have? They probably don't even realize this first map probably took like 2 years just to even from like just the sketch of what it wanted to look like, but actually getting the code to work, getting, this design in this first grid layer and getting this one moving in like the second grid of layer, and like how long that actually takes. And then, like you were speaking about foundation and how like once you have that foundation kind of built out, then you can start like growing and evolving and changing things. But until you have that base and it's not crumbling down, like, how long does that take? So yeah, super great question, super good answer.